Cancer, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. And this is an energy reading, so please take this where and how it resonates in your life. This is your message. And if you're not Cancerian, but this has found you on your feed, it's definitely your message. It's an energy reading, so you would call it into you. There's something here that you need to hear. It always shows up at just the right time. This is where your message begins. So there's some sort of message or clarity that's coming in, or finally the ability to make a decision. You're finally able to see clearly, or specifically you're dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius masculine. So a masculine is not necessarily male, but there's somebody who has a singular focus, who has a level of accomplishment and achievement where they don't have to kind of have a broad perspective. Instead, they can just focus almost like blinders on. So this is a decision, and a wise decision, or somebody who is capable of it. This could be a hearing. This could be a judge that you're going to see. This, whatever this is somebody with a lot of intelligence and a lot of objectivity. So clear thinking that is either coming into your life to tell you something, make you aware of something, or it represents the aspect of you where you're now able to see something clearly and make a decision about it without taking it personally or feeling wrong. Oh, this is somebody being impressed with your work. It's almost like it's very clear now how good you are at what you do. It's like an awareness that comes. It's also an awareness that says, like, a decision made that you are deserving, and that you are deserving because you are capable, because you are tenacious, because you had the prudence to persevere on a mission, a quest, a job. This would be something that you were particularly proud of. This would be something that you would do for free, but you don't have to because you're so good at it. So this is a decision with regards to your capabilities that is coming to you. And then we have the Two of Wands. So this will be a game changer, or something that may make you have to choose between two different paths or two different desires. Right? This sense of, where should I be? Where should I go? But I feel like this is a clear decision or clear path forward. If I can finally go there, I can finally do it, or I'm finally invited there. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody, it's a feminine energy, so it's broad and it's absorptive, it's receptive. It understands how to organize things, how to value things and place those values in buckets that make sense to everybody. It's a wonderful management energy. Now, this could be a person that you're dealing with. It would be a feminine. It doesn't necessarily have to be a female, but it would be a feminine energy. So like I said, broad reaching and considering the peripheral, right? Considering all the details as opposed to just zeroing in on one. Usually this is a job offer, or somebody who is offering you an opportunity. There's some sort of guarded here. So this is qualifying. Somebody being defensive, somebody not trusting. You could be dealing with a feminine earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. If you know somebody like that, then this could be there's some sort of defensiveness or protectiveness here. Oh, then we have, so we could be dealing with a Capricorn. Or there's some sort of protectiveness or defensiveness with regards to fear. Somebody's afraid, or there's a lot of authority. There's something here, there's a lot of authority, and that may have been what had blocked your progress. But now there's a breakthrough. I don't know what that is, but it's almost like there were a lot of qualifiers, there were a lot of hoops. Also a sense of maybe you were defending yourself. You had to work to fight fear or addiction, or you were aware you were trying to keep that out of your life. I feel like somebody was very choosy or selective here. Not that they shouldn't have been. They absolutely should have been. But here's the breakthrough. So that's where we really start. This is something you've been working on for a while. that finally kind of has that energy of breaking through after meeting some sort of resistance with regards to authority, rules, laws, regulations. Now there's finally movement there. You guys let me know, comment below what this means to you so far. This is really interesting. And also apply it to your life, because this is a general reading. This could be career, this could be vocation, this could be work, this could be financial, this could be romantic. It's really how it's kind of resonating with you. Let's get a moon card. We always gotta get moon cards, right, Cancerians? Okay, we have 2 moon cards. Work through your fears. So we have the devil present. Okay. And using the devil's present, there's some sort of lack of self-control, needing, like a desperate need for control of some sort, or struggling or coming up against something that you feel out of control of, right? We have balanced spirituality and practicality. This was out of balance. So this was sort of making decisions based on delusions as opposed to truths or realities, or, yeah. But we had time to release negative energy. I think you were blocking yourself from what you knew was happening, but you didn't want to acknowledge it. Like, it's on some level you did know that maybe there was an issue, there was a problem, or like this was work that you would have to do. This is something that you would have to face, right? It's almost like a sense of you have to accept, Cancerians, that this is going to be difficult. This is going to be hard. Or this week, you're going to be asked to confront it. You're going to be asked to face the fear that you were trying to protect yourself from. You're going to be asked to face it. Yeah. A fiery climax approaches, and this is Aries energy. On some level, you are going to be asked to face a fear this week, or something that you have feared. A confrontation is necessary. Now, Cancerians, you are infamously non-confrontational. You don't like that energy. But what this message is coming to you to say is you need to confront this, right? It's going to be in your face. In fact, trying to avoid it or work around it is probably what made it even worse than it had to be. And it's something that's standing in your way of moving forward. There could have been some trouble, there could have been some issues, there could have been some bad I don't know, not bad news, but like bad blood, or some sort of restrictions that you were facing. Whatever it is, you're going to be asked to confront it and to speak, like, work through your fear, though. Work through it. You have to. And I know that sounds like a horrible week. It's really not a horrible week. It's really not. It's really saying that getting on this and confronting this is your passkey. It's what makes things move forward. Right? So if you felt like, or there's some news coming through with regards to, you were waiting for something, you were waiting to hear, and you're going to be asked maybe for, I don't know, something that you were trying to avoid, or something that you were trying to defend against, but here it is. The confrontation is here. Let me ask more specifically. Finally have my clarifiers. Why this confrontation? What is the confrontation? What is the confrontation? An ending. So you're going to have to accept that something is ending. And I think you were trying to pretend it away or avoid accepting that this was over. But the Ten of Swords, the truth is, this was really harsh. There was something here that had to end completely. This could have also, like, it could have been the ending of a dream, or it's like, just because one option or opportunity is over doesn't mean you may have lost the battle. You didn't lose the war. And I think that the acceptance of that is what will keep you going forward when you realize that you can learn from why things shut down. And now you can go back and do much better the second time around and win the day. But first you have to accept that something is over and finished. You may also have to accept some bad news that you were trying to block, right? Because you knew once you found it out, you can't go on. It doesn't make any sense. You'd have to be totally delusional to allow yourself to go on. And that's why I think you were avoiding it. But there is a confrontation here of an ending or just things getting too bad to move forward. So if this is bad news, what is it? What is it? Three of Wands, something about the future, something about you had hoped or invested in for the future. Something about you had seen or thought your ships were going to come in, and it seems like nothing is going to happen with it. Like there's been a finish or a completion here, and you won't move forward to the next step. So if there is bad news, it's that. And there's that disappointment, dealing with the disappointment. Okay, so how do we move forward through this? How do we move forward through this? What's on the other side? Let's put it this way. Let's just ask, what's on the other side of this inevitable? Because all this is coming out this week. We want to see the future, right? Queen of Wands. So this is fire energy. So Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries could be a person, somebody attractive, somebody appealing, somebody inspirational, somebody that wins over confidence and has a lot of charisma, maybe somebody in the public eye. This could also be finding your level of confidence. This could also be you standing out, right? So right on the other side of this disappointment or this bad news is a leveling up of your sense of who you are, okay? Or this is another person that comes in, right? This is somebody exciting, at the very least. This is something that you wished for. Cancer, I think what the scenario that is describing is you've held on to a situation way too long, which is Cancerian energy to a fault. You've held on to a situation way too long that honestly wasn't going anywhere. And so this is when you must allow yourself to accept that situation isn't going anywhere. However, take action toward a higher aspiration because that's what's coming in. It's almost like the universe is coming to you today to say, I'm not going to let you settle for mediocre. And I'm going to kick you out of the comfort zone that you were so willing to settle into by putting something in your face that's going to make it, you can't ignore it, right? And ultimately, that's great because the universe is basically, the universe wants you to succeed. But for some reason, you didn't want you to succeed, or you didn't want you to, I don't know, keep going. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it does because you get into your comfort zone and you are scared that this is as good as it's going to get. This is what you are struggling with and trying to avoid accepting is nowhere near as good as it's going to get. Jupiter just moved into Cancer. Your world is expanding and getting bigger, and you have more capacity than ever. And so, especially if you were born between 1977 and 1978, say the end of 1989 and the beginning of 1990, and then we're going to add around the end of 2001 and the beginning of 2002, all of those years, Jupiter would have been in Cancer, and you would be experiencing your Jupiter return. So that could also be for people who were like 2013, 2014. Check your natal charts if you were born around that, because this is your Jupiter return. This is when Jupiter comes back to where it was at the time that you were born. And I could be messing up those dates a little bit, yes, because I'm trying to do the math in my head. But Jupiter comes back around to a specific one sign every 12 years, because it spends about 1 year in each sign. Well, if your natal Jupiter was in Cancer, you just got hit with your Jupiter return, because Jupiter just entered Cancer on June 10th. So your Jupiter return is when you will grow and expand at rates where no other time in your life. Every 12 years is a huge push. Look to your house, look to your natal chart and see what house Jupiter is in, or what house is Jupiter is in your chart. So you can see, is my career going to explode? Is my love life going to just expand and grow? Like, what is it? Right? Your natal chart will show you where you're going to take a huge expansion in your life now. And it happens every 12 years. So understand that, especially for you guys, but really for all Cancerians, because at the very least, Jupiter is going to conjunct your natal sun sometime over the next year. And that's going to give you a sense of confidence and strength and curiosity. That makes you a natural shoe-in for going in directions you wouldn't have gone before, and having confidence you wouldn't have felt before. So this is just a natural win for you, is what I'm saying. And that's why the universe is trying to get you to drop whatever you've settled for. Because at this point, it's not going to fly, right? You can't accept that anymore. And now there's the offer. And it's almost like God is saying you're going someplace, follow in faith. Be willing to follow your heart and trust yourself. This opportunity or person may seem way out of your capacity because it's accompanied by the star card. This is your ideal, your aspiration. But what the universe is saying is that's the direction that you need to go. You need to make another offer, put yourself out there, head in that direction. You already have it. Okay? Even if it doesn't make sense. Because I think right now that card in reverse, balance spirituality with practicality, you've become too practical. That's why that Queen of Pentacles is there. You become too practical, I'm not going to take any risks. I'm not going to take any chances. It's got to make sense. Balancing the checkbook to a T. It's not the universe trying to say, I want you to be irresponsible, Cancers. I want you to stop making decisions in a way that Cancer isn't designed to make them. Cancer, you're designed to make it through your intuition and your psychic ability. And you've been ignoring that. Being too rational and realistic, and it's stuck you in fear and made you settle for something that's really beneath you. I'm just going to say that. And that's not where you're meant to be. Yeah, okay. This is slow-moving energy. This is working for others. This is day-to-day job. It's like you put your faith in the day-to-day and the monotonous. And I feel like this is what you've settled for, because that's when the card flew out. Something that is monotonous and predictable, and something that is never going to give you great rewards. It's almost like you decided to be somebody else's workhorse instead of follow your heart and forge your own path. Okay, we got to get to, okay, so how do we make that jump? Right? How do we get out of that sticky state of mind? Got to get an angel message, and we're going to see what's in the future. Revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you truly are. You have been dimming to fit in, my friends. This is how you're going to catapult yourself out. You're going to show people who you actually are. You're way more creative, you're way more intuitive, and you're way more ballsy and daring than you've been allowing yourself to be. You've been playing it safe. now you get to amp it up 10 notches. I'm going to see you over in the extended.